PETERBOT is the best player in the world at the moment. Not only is he winning every single trio tournament that's been hosted this season, but he's also dominating the solo cups. He's just got first place back-to-back in the most recent cash cups, as well as just set the point record as well by an absolute crazy margin, getting over 80 kills in the finals. In today's video, I'm not just going to be explaining how PETERBOT plays, but exactly what fighting tips and tricks he uses if you guys want to create an advantage for yourself in solo cups. And the best thing is, you can do all of these tips no matter what your setup, no matter what your ping is, and no matter what you play on. So let's get straight into it with tip number one, which is probably why you clicked on this video. Now, of course, this is the reason you clicked on this video. What is this strategy that PETERBOT is doing? And it is called the double pickaxe bait. And you can also do this exact same thing with a gold splash. So what you do is you double pickaxe on someone's wall and then just stop doing anything and hold out your shotgun where you think they are. You either track their footsteps on visual audio, or you just predict what edit they're going to do. And this strategy works so well. Not just because you can get 100+ tag to start off the fight, but you know exactly what someone's playstyle is. And oftentimes when somebody edits, you know what things they're missing in their box, and you're able to use that to piece them up, which is exactly what PETERBOT did right there. Fortunately, the replay lagged a little bit. So let's take a look at how you can use this strategy versus even better players. So this next fight is PETERBOT versus Rapid, who actually got second in this exact cash cup, and is of course one of the best pros on NA. Let's take a look what PETERBOT does. He opens the fight just like you would do any other, beams the player, goes ahead and bats towards him to close the gap, and then when he gets the gold river effect, is he starts smacking and breaking. And this might look really obvious from Rapid's perspective. What is the other player trying to do? He's trying to run straight in, he wants to get in my box. So what is his first thought? His first thought is, of course, place the wall, insta edit, and PETERBOT is sitting there waiting with his pump out and lines up a max damage shot. And that is why this strategy works so well. No matter what the enemy does, you're going to be able to hit them 100+ every single time. Now this next fight, PETERBOT does something very unique, and I want everybody watching this video to comment what PETERBOT should do in this situation right here. So as you can see, he cracks the other person, but he also gets hit 100 himself. There's some very important information you need to know before you actually comment though. There's a person running in the back right here who's trying to third party them, and of course the issue of this is PETERBOT's back is to the wall. So what should he do right here when the opponent gets it? Pause the video for a second. I want everybody to comment down below what he should do, and hopefully some of you guys have got some next level piece awareness and you actually realized what he got right there. He got the back wall on the opponent, he runs around, gets that free kill, and of course now he's absolutely chilling. So let's watch how he plays out this fight versus this next player who's trying to run into his box. First thing he does is he splashes, gets himself that speed boost as well as a bit of HP, so he can chop backwards and actually heal himself to full, and he immediately starts playing some crossbox peeks. You guys don't know what crossbox peek is? It's just where you've got one edit protecting yourself from another edit, and probably the best use case of this is something like this, where you do a wide edit to catch the opponent with their pickaxe out, they can't even break the wall, and you're completely protected behind, you know, a top right hand peak or a window peak sitting at the back of the other box. Now at this point in time, PETERBOT knows he has a HP advantage, but he doesn't take any risks. He pops himself up to full with his splashes, he starts regressing towards the opponent, and of course, what is he going to do to end up the fight? He is going to do the masturbate, runs forward, pretends that he's going to be pickaxing like he just broke something, holds out his pump, and then hits a max right there onto the opponent. Genuinely such a good strategy, especially when the opponent's under pressure and they're low HP. They're always likely to make a mistake and do an open wide edit and try to catch you off guard. If you guys have got the fighting masterclass, you should know how broken fighting from the tops are. A lot of the pros, including like players like Pixie, literally only ever fight from the top when they're going against somebody because it is so strong. And PETERBOT right here, he knows this other player is pretty good. He's not able to get his wall straight away. He's not able to go ahead and pressure him. So all he does is he just plays from the top. Gets the double edits out to this side, gets the double edits over here, then he goes ahead and swaps up, gets the double over at this side, and now as you can see, the guy has no edits that are safe. This wall's also compromised, so he can't go back through here. And of course, when you put this much pressure and you get this much piece around somebody, they're gonna make a mistake, which is exactly what happens. He's able to grab the wall, other player runs straight into the piece. I mean, just look how much piece he's in right here. I mean, bro's absolutely lost, gets hit for 100, and then of course all PETERBOT needs to do to end the fight, little angle swap to not be peeking the same angle over and over, and the guy's got absolutely no chance of doing any damage in return with that mythic pump. One of the key reasons why PETERBOT is such a good fighter is even when he gets hit down to low HP like he does right here, is he knows how to pressure the opponent. And the key thing when you're pressuring somebody and you're low HP is you shouldn't just try to wall replace and fight wall to wall, because they can easily pre-fire. As you can see, this other player right here has got the mythic pump. He would die in one shot to this gun if he was to make the wrong play right here. So instead of chasing him through his build, or instead of actually using this cone that he gets on the other player, instead he uses it to swap his angles, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second. Look what he does. He bounces off the top of the cone while sprint jumping, swaps swaps his angles out to the side, so completely moves around, swinging to the right, has a right-hand peek over the ramp, and gets a free kill as the other player's trying to box up. And remember, whenever somebody's boxing up, they always place that wall behind them last, unless they edit through and then hold the edit and reset. They're always going to be placing that wall last, so you need to use that to your advantage, which is why angle swapping is so strong in the current fighting meta. In his next fight, PETERBOT does 3 very smart plays as he approaches this guy's box, and this is something you guys need to learn from. First things first, he doesn't trade bad peeks over and over. He just gets a couple tags to give himself the advantage and the momentum in the fight, and now the other person is playing space and going backwards while trying to heal. All PETERBOT does, jumps around to the side, like I mentioned earlier, where he's jumping out the way of peeks, shotgun replace on this initial wall, but the opponent does the correct play. They move back into their box, they place their own metal wall, and PETERBOT knows that this is very, very risky what he's about to do next, since he's coming into all of the guy's space. The guy has the tops, he has the wall, he has the cone, so what does PETERBOT do? He just crouches behind the cone, baits the guy out into doing his own edit, as you can see right here, baits the guy into doing his own edit. The guy's trying to do a nice little right hand window, would be a really nice play against anybody else, but of course PETERBOT's going to shotgun replace like he did earlier, spray replace now, never pickaxing, hits the 100 tag, and the guy's got a really low amount of HP right here. But PETERBOT does the correct thing. He pauses for a second, pops a mini. The reason he's doing this is because he knows no matter what, he's going to be able to one pump this opponent next, because he's only got minis that's been popping so far. No splashes like that. And then he goes towards the wall. And of course, what he does, pickaxe replace, like I was mentioning earlier, waits for the guy to do a top round peek, and the guy just gets pre-fired straight away. It genuinely looks so easy. All he does is just waits for the mistake. Waits for the guy to do the edit that he wants to do, the smart right hand window, crouches behind, makes it incountable, as you can see. Then he waits for the guy to do the top right hand peek, and all he does is waits for either him to be completely protected and take the wall, or be a little bit too exposed, and he's got his pump out ready to hit the max. In his next fight versus Pro, PETERBOT does a couple nice techniques. The first is this high jump with the bat. You guys really need to practice this. It's probably the best way of actually closing the gap towards somebody when they're above you. And you can see all he does is holds out the bat, jumps, and then pickaxes this top wall once, as you can see. And the other person's immediate reaction when they get that pickaxe on the top wall is to go down a layer and try to heal up, which is what the other person does. So what does PETERBOT do? Instead of pressuring from the top layer, he goes in the weak spot of all of the space the guy's got, which is the actual box that he's standing in. All he does, pickaxe once, and then holds out his shotgun. You never want to get caught double pickaxing when you're this close to a wall. And the really key reason is, of course, you can get one pumped, but he's setting up this exploit straight in. So he stops, holds out his shotgun, places these builds over his head to cover himself, and also jump in the box. And then all he's going to do, hit the blue circle, jump in with his AR at, and get a very nice free refresh just before endgame. That is the most effective way of getting in somebody's box. Try to avoid double pickaxing though, and instead hold out your pump, wait for the person's reaction, and if they're holding the wall, you can get in every single time and get a free kill. Now, as good as PETERBOT is, he isn't immune to making mistakes, and he actually makes a couple of them in this very first game of the tournament. The first one right here, he runs into some piece that isn't his, he gets his back wall controlled, and he's lucky able to hold his ramp and actually get out the box. But the key reason that he survives this fight isn't just because of ping right there. It's the way that he plays it when he gets hit to low HP. The first thing he does is dip straight up the hill and then do a counter peek. So if this player was to try to run at him or bat up the hill, chasing him, he'd be able to get some counter damage, and the other guy is forced to disengage away. Always remember not to just box up straight away. Try to get to a better position when you get hit to low HP so you can re-engage the fight on your terms, like he does here. And this guy ends up getting absolutely maxed in a second, as you can see. Now, let's go back earlier in the game, and PETERBOT actually made another mistake that I think is really important for you guys to learn from. As you can see, he gets beamed down to low HP. He decides to make a load of space back. So right here, he's doing an L-shaped box. As you can see, he's got 3 boxes connected to each other, as well as one off to the side right there. And this allows him to get 2 minis off and then go for some counter damage onto the opponent once he's a little bit healthier. And the really key thing, whenever you're playing space like this, is even if you get hit to even more low HP, you've now hit the opponent and they have to think about healing themselves up or what they can actually do in terms of pressuring your box. Then, in a second, disaster strikes. He gets beamed by a third party, and take a look at exactly what he does right here. He builds the vibing Jiving 2x2 out of metal, and this is actually a really good technique if you don't want to die in a cup. There's no shame in using like 200 metal, 300 metal, just building loads of space, because now, of course, from all the space, he's been able to get 2 minis off, and Noisy has to come into his space to actually pressure, as you can see right here, and he decides against it. He knows he's one pumpable by PETERBOT, there's a third party shooting him as well. Try to use the surroundings to your advantage, and don't be afraid to lose mats and actually use them in a fight if it means that you're going to survive. And of course, PETERBOT's going to re-engage, hits Noisy with a pump right there, and of course, Noisy's looking a little bit lost, and he gets taken out straight away. It's so important, guys, that you actually learn how to not die in games and intense tournament situations, so you can easily have these pop-offs like PETERBOT does. Now, of course, in endgames, you'd normally rather be in a 2x1 when you're trying to look for kills, but oftentimes you don't have that luxury, and you're left into a single box like PETERBOT is right here. So take a look at what edit he does to get a shot on this player below him. He sits all the way back in the bottom left corner of his box, box, and this allows him a over-the-top right-hand peek, loads of vision on where this other player is, and even if this guy was looking at him, which he's not, he still has a really hard time hitting this shot, and you're basically guaranteed when you do this edit and there's somebody below you to hit 100 plus because you're always aiming down onto their head. And of course, PETERBOT's going to follow that up with a very free kill, and as soon as he gets that kill, take a look what he does. Absolutely perfect stuff for solos, takes height straight away, and now he's got a very easy time of getting top 2 this game just by sitting on height and pressuring everybody else below him. Right here, PETERBOT does another really nice refresh play. First of all, he spots that he gets the cone inside somebody's box, so he immediately just makes an extra box out to the side of Storm, and very crucially, he's doing this out to the side where there's basically nobody, so he's not going to get third party as he fights, and he goes ahead and replaces the other player. The key reason why he's able to get this replaced, as you can see, is he held the cone when the other player was trying to replace it, and then he shotgun replaced the floor rather than just straight up trying to pickaxe replace it, which is a big mistake. Then gets a little pump as Joji's sort of floor bouncing around, gets a free max damage shot right there, and the most important thing about this whole refresh play, aside from just getting the nice replace, making an extra box, is look at the extra box that he makes. Straight away, he makes the extra box, and since he knows some of the edits in him might not be safe, he doesn't know exactly whose they are, he takes the time to pop 2 minis before he actually grabs the loot and actually gets himself completely secure as well. To have games as consistent as PETERBOT where you get this many kills, you need to make sure every refresh that you go for, you're not taking any risks of third party, and you're always covering every single angle as you fight. Now, this next kill that PETERBOT gets is actually versus a literal rage cheater, and somehow PETERBOT is able to kill him as well as get 30 more kills in this guy, despite the fact that he's very obviously got aim cheats. So let me show you how he did it. So PETERBOT absolutely fries him, and he goes ahead and approaches him from the back. The very key thing with the way he approaches him is he gets the drop piece as he gets on his wall. So as you can see, he looks down, gets the wall below the other player as well, completely blocks his angles, and then immediately realizes when the player reboxes down that he's got the wall, gets a free kill right there, and takes out the cheater. And as I said, the absolutely crazy thing is there was loads of cheaters in this cup, and PETERBOT got over 200 points more than all of them, as well as got 30 more kills because of how good his fighting skill is. Another very smart box fighting technique that PETERBOT does as he approaches people is using his movement to make it harder to hit shots on him. There's a couple ways that he does this. The first is a really smart use of jumping to get out the way of the other guy's crosshairs. As you can see, this guy does a very classic right hand top right. He's going to swing round into PETERBOT, but as you can see, PETERBOT is jumping over the shots. Even the guy's almost able to hit it. Instead of running straight into a max pump right here, instead what PETERBOT does is places a stair inside the box, then does a nice little shotgun replace, AR replaces the cone, and gets a free kill straight after. It's really important as you approach somebody's wall that you don't give them an easy edit and an easy shot. You have to keep your movement in mind as you start smacking on their walls. Now, this next fight actually might be my favorite example of somebody using piece control in a very unique way. So watch how PETERBOT actually gets this refresh towards endgame. As you can see, he desperately needs it. So what he does is he spots somebody box up next to him, and he kind of just makes an assumption this person is free to fight. Not just because the guy's just boxed up, he might be low HP, but also because his builds are lower HP, they're a lot more freshly placed, which always makes it easier to fight. So take a look what he does. First of all, he swings on the wall, baits out the second pickaxe swing, so you can see he like half swings and then places his own wall to block off the insta edit, and then this is my favorite bit of the whole fight, he places a floor over the top right here and gets it inside the guy's box. Now, of course, anybody when they've got a floor blocking their exit out of the top is going to start smacking and trying to replace it. So all PETERBOT does is use that time window where the guy's breaking this to grab his wall when he's not expecting it, get a free replace right there, and of course he's going to run into the sideways piece right here, get hit 100, and he gets a very free kill just before endgame. That sets him up to have such a good pop off to start off the cut. What he does, Metro classic straight in, replace the cone, and gets a free kill right there, and now he's absolutely chilling for the rest of the cup. That little piece control play where you edit and then place a floor out the side or any type of cone, you can literally do that in so many situations. All you need to do is spot they don't have a cone, which is very easy to do in the fresh builds, and you're going to get a free kill every single time. It's a very nice refresh play that PETERBOT did on this player who boxed up next to him. So the first thing, whenever you're going for a refresh, is always try to look for somebody that's healing up, because it's obviously just a weaker target. It's a lot easier to get an awareness check as well while they're healing up since they're distracted. And he spots it. Right here, there's a person right next to him, fresh builds, trying to pop a mini straight away, which is a big mistake, and he goes ahead and replaces the wall. And the really key thing is he just straight up shotgun replaces the floor and then swaps to his AR straight away. Whenever you grab somebody's wall first time or you get it to low HP, they want to insta edit out of their box, so you need to go ahead and shotgun replace, catch them when they're stuck in the edit, and then he gets a free crack onto the opponent. And all he does is notices, oh, the guy's not leaving that box wall anymore because he interrupted his edit, predicts where the guy's going to go, catches him full piece, and gets a free kill just before endgame. This right here is the best way of getting kills in so solos, trios, no matter what you're playing, you need to do this if you need a refresh. And it's called the airport strat. And very simply, you just build a whole load of space right here, basically a 2x2 out of hard mats on low ground specifically. Now, anybody that comes down to low ground, what you're going to be able to do is find very easy kills because you control all of the edits. Anybody that is on your wall, and very crucially, anybody that starts fighting on your wall, all you need to do is drop them down into your airport worth of space right here. You have all the edits, you have all the wall control, and you're going to get a very free double kill, which is exactly what PETERBOT does. He also does the exact same play whenever he needs to refresh in trios, and it works out every single time. All right, this last tip, guys, isn't necessarily a tip because I'm pretty sure none of you can do this, but it's a very, very good point from PETERBOT. So first thing he does is he 180 flicks, hits this guy a max during endgame somehow, then he hits another shot right here, and of course he gets the double edit and the cone in the box. But that's not the craziest thing. I mean, that was pretty nice. Look what he does as he jumps in the box right here on this other person. He resets his floor before he kills the guy. He resets the floor, makes sure nobody else is following him in. He's not risking anything during this endgame. And I mean, there's just no chance I can do that. No chance anybody watching this video can do it. I mean, even in creative 0 ping, you wouldn't be able to do that, let alone a 30 move in. But it is a very, very good point though. You need to be hyper aware of third parties and people running in your box, and always make sure that loot is airtight. So what I mean by that is making sure everything is completely secure. You've got an extra box worth of space, because if somebody else was to follow you in and jump in through the floor, now you've got another box that you can work with, so you're safe, and then you can counter peek and maybe even get a double refresh, which is really nice, and that'll allow you to win the game. All right, that's all for this video, guys. Go check out the Solos Masterclass $1 million edition. Absolutely crazy milestone. We hit $1 million of players earned with the Masterclass, which is absolutely ridiculous. Make sure to go check it out if you're serious about comp and you want to learn how to play solos, you want to learn how to play the game. It's the best resource for doing that.